7 News on Your Side is digging into the recent violence at DC's juvenile detention center.
Our Christian Flores is asking city leaders what they are doing to prevent a repeat of the assaults and drug use in that facility and their plan for more oversight.
The violence is ridiculous at this facility.
Councilmember Trayon White is the chair of the committee that oversees the Youth Services Center, known as YSC, and says he is upset about the violent and dangerous month inside the detention center.
We got units on the scene. We've got 4 patients, all assaulted. And we utilize ambulance 12 on the number 1 floor.
Last week, MPD officers arrested and charged 8 juveniles in the facility for 14 assaults that took place over the span of just 2 days. 7 News also learned there have been 4 positive drug tests, 3 for opioids, since April, with 1 case requiring staff to use Narcan.
We recently did uncover youth that had tested positive for fentanyl. We've instituted pat-down searches after this, keep them in smaller groups so that we have limited opportunities or less opportunities to engage in kind of assaultive behavior.
We can't afford for anything to happen when we lose a child in this facility under DC's care.
What does the city as a whole or even your committee need to do to make sure that these sort of instances of violence or positive drug tests aren't a common occurrence?
We got to figure out how it's getting into the facility. And if it's adults bringing it in, those adults need to be held accountable. We also have to figure out with these incidents of violence, how youth getting access to other people's living quadrants.
Mayor Muriel Bowser also considered allowing one of the independent oversight offices for the juvenile detention center to shut down in January before ultimately extending it through September.
I haven't said that I'm closing anything. We do have an office that has a certain lifespan that I created it so I can extend it or not extend it.
7 News on Your Side asked, why was Mayor Bowser considering letting the oversight office shut down this past January? And will Mayor Bowser consider extending the oversight office to stay operational beyond this September? A DYRS spokesperson said there are 3 other offices responsible for oversight, and the mayor is not considering extending the office in question beyond the new September end date. 7 News also learned from a government official that the budget removes 6 frontline jobs from the juvenile detention facility, relocating them to different agencies.
For 5 years straight, they have not filled all the positions there at the facility. We are trying to work with the agency to find out what the happy medium is to the right number of people to be hired there.
The committee will have a meeting on June 21st to ask the DYRS director what new measures will be put in place in the wake of the alarming incidents this past month.
So, Christian, some scathing details from these incidents. Although there's no indication this means it's nearing the end of the problems for DC's juvenile justice system, right?
Not one bit, and I learned just last week a teenager who was incarcerated at another DC juvenile detention facility filed a lawsuit against the city and those employees, claiming staff in one incident tackled him, slamming his head to the ground